Good afternoon. This is Chris Brecher with a Simpler Stocks free video for May 26, 2016. So you can see it's about 14 minutes after the bell. We were actually on for a while on the Simpler Stocks premium chat. I've been doing a last half hour bonus session in addition to the morning session just to give people extra value. But actually we've been talking about strategies, unusual option activity, how to play earnings, how to look at charts, and how to prepare for the next day. More and more people are showing up at the late afternoon chat, even though it's not really official. So I'm pretty exciting about that. So to get to the market today, basically we had another rally. And basically what we did, which is very, very interesting, you hardly ever see this, is we had a rally that worked off the overbought condition. So you might ask, what on earth am I talking about in here? When you get a straight up market a lot of times, it's very rare actually. When you get a straight up market, once this parabolic move ends and then it just goes up grudgingly, it actually, because the slope changes, the MACD, the MACD actually becomes less overbought, even though it's going higher. Very rare condition, but that's why in an incredibly strong market like we had yesterday, it works off its overbought condition by just going up less fast. Very interesting. Now it got back to the zero line here. Theoretically, it could recycle and go higher. Now, I'm not sure about that because right now we're at major resistance, which we'll get to in a second. On the other hand, you have the NASDAQ today up 29. So let's go in here. I want to show you the daily, and I want to show you like a 78-minute chart. Now, what you're going to see in all these, very important stuff, is everybody's caught up in this big old rally in here. Now, I understand all that, but you have to understand I took off a lot of the moving averages so you could just look at the ATR trailing stop. Now, what I want you to see in here, and I'll show you in a minute all of them in relation, but what I want you to see here is what happened last time we rallied up here after a protracted down of the ATR. You rallied up into here, and then you just sort of petered out. So what I'm watching in here is, did we just rally and kiss the ATR trailing stop from underneath and now we'll go back down? I'm not sure of any of that. So I don't have enough verdict to be able to decide one way or the other yet. But let's go into all the indexes and then we'll get to that. We had the Russell up 580 today. You'll see on that I took off the moving averages also, so you can see the same kind of thing. As you see back here, we had a rally that got up to right to kiss the ATR trailing stop from underneath. So, is it different this time? You just can't tell yet. I'm not sure. To be honest with you. The only thing I can tell you is this time you had a protracted down. Usually the first move down creates an oversold. It's always what's happening now. So this becomes a big level on all the indexes. You had the bonds down 16 today. You have to understand a lot of the Fed people have talked today and they talk tomorrow, and Janet Yellen talking at 1:15 on Friday. So that could be enough to get the bonds to break. Only reason I don't think that, they're already oversold. As you see in here, we're making it harder than it has to be. It's oversold, it goes up. At least in the last year. When it's overbought, it goes down. Overbought at resistance, it goes down. Oversold at support, it goes up. The key is going to be how it works off this oversold. Is it going to bounce just in this area? Or is it going to do one of these overdone, create like a hammer like the S&P did and then go back up? So you just can't tell yet. So I'm not jumping on either side of that train yet. You have the SPX, up 1448 today. You have crude oil up 1. So it's up near that 50 level. You have gold down another $4. And the transport's up 62. Like I've mentioned before, the transports have to kick in, and it's got to be either the airlines or the rails reversing to get that to go back up. If you're wondering what I mean, yesterday some of the rails, even in an amazing market, got trashed late in the day. Look at NSC. And luckily it came back today. As you see, it came back somewhat. Fell apart and has had a nice little bounce of about a point. But remember, it's a multiplier of the transports, not a divisor. So if all these are up a little more than a point, you're going to get the transports up over 50. The next couple of days in there is key also. So let's go over all the indexes. This is what I want you to see. I wanted to take off the moving averages because the moving averages didn't work back here. I want you to see you have the transports. Not near their ATR trailing stop yet. You have the Russell. Because everybody now thinks we're just going to new highs. Just want you to realize, just keep it in perspective. We're getting overbought. All these other times back here, check that out. When you got overbought right here, then we sold off. So I'm just saying, just be careful in here before you think it's an all clear signal. The key on here to me is like you saw the 78 recycle and get near the zero line. This is what I mean in here. You would love, if you're bullish, to see this sit right here for a couple of days, right around the Memorial Day holiday, and work off this overbought by just going back to the zero line. That would be incredibly bullish, but I haven't seen that yet. I'll call it when I see it. So those are the type of things I'm going to be watching. We're going to be talking about individual stocks within the Russell on the premium site today. So just so you know, a couple of things. I love to show our site, Simpler Stocks, and what you get for $7 when you sign up for a trial. You get the email alerts, which include stock alerts, option alerts, and index alerts. Most of those, the option ones come during the day if I see them. Like today, there was nothing. There's very little activity that I could pick up a direction on. At night, I'll show you option stocks, and I'll show you index charts. Premium video is a lot more in-depth than what you're hearing now. Chat room we have from 9 to 10 in the morning. And like I said, I've been having a bonus session the last half hour. Forum is a very powerful area where you could go and exchange ideas 24 hours. And then the meetup, about once every 10 days, I do some free course on ATR trailing stop and so that are all free and included in your $7 subscription. Or if you convert, $79 a month. So the other thing, just so I hope you can take us up on that. Literally thousands have taken us up on this offer, and our stickiness or conversion rate is one of the highest in the industry. It's been very exciting. Other thing I want to mention in here, we have a thing coming up June 26th through the 28th called the Summer Austin Mentorship, where basically we go for 3 days. We have live trading. You sit with us, have drinks, go to dinner, sort of just hang out with us, learn, just ask us any questions. Very interactive over 3 days. Usually this sells out very quickly, so I wanted to mention that in there. It's 3 days, and they're having like 4 lead speakers, very flattering. One of them is me. So I'll be doing a lot through those 3 days. So I hope you can join us for that. It's really a fun time. I had a blast last time. So everybody take care. Thanks for listening, and I will talk to you tomorrow.